Hey guys, Omni here. If you're new to the channel, you may not know this, but my favorite game series of all time is finally jumping off the consoles and coming to PC. That is the Kingdom Hearts franchise. The entire collection of games is being ported to PC. You know, this has been rumored for a while now. They've finally, with this last entry, finally made their way to the Xbox, where it was previously just PlayStation exclusives, aside from a couple of spin-offs here that were on various handheld Nintendo platforms. They are all going to be included in the collection that's coming to PC. Everything from the first game that came out in 2002 up until the most recent entry, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Melody of Memory. I'm so excited. I know a lot of people have a certain feeling about the franchise. It's definitely got a reputation for being needlessly convoluted, you know, between having all these interconnected spin-offs that are pretty much necessary to understand the plot and where it's going from there. Either way, because I've been there from the beginning, I've never been lost. While we're still figuring out some of the puzzle pieces, because there are still elements of it that are still ongoing as we are waiting for the eventual Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out. I can't wait, because that's one thing that I've always aspired to, especially once I've officially made the transition to primarily playing on PC. Of course, I still play exclusives that are on console for PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, stuff like that don't make the leap. But if I have the option, I want to play it on PC. They haven't talked about the specs for this as far as what resolutions it's going to cap out at. Is it going to have unlocked frame rate? But all that aside, it's going to be so fun to have it all in one place, play it at the top graphics that you can play it at, and as well as opens the gates for the modding community to just go wild with this game. You want to play as Cloud? Let's play as Cloud. You want to make it multiplayer? Make it multiplayer. Dude, people are going to, if we get people just going in there and fiddling with this, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think the only downside to this whole thing is that it's going to be exclusive to the Epic Game Store, and I absolutely loathe the Epic Game Store. Their security is straight garbage. So aside from that, my love for this series is going to override that. I'm going to get it. This will probably be the 4th or 5th time I've bought this collection, or at least owned these games over the years. Because, I mean, I got the original one when it came out in 2002. I've had every entry of the series since then, every report of it on every system up to this point. It's a little crazy, and some of the Japanese originals. Because up until these collections started coming out, there was content you could only play that was released only in Japan. It wasn't until these HD collections came that a lot of that content got released outside of that to North America, to Europe, to every other country outside of Japan, which was ridiculous because there was a lot of stuff that they kept region locked. Just honestly, North America kind of started it because when they initially ported Kingdom Hearts 1, North American Square just decided to add a new boss and a new Keyblade for no reason. And it upset a lot of the Japanese fans to the point where they're like, all right, well, you do that, well, we're going to make a final mix. And that's what started the tradition of final mixes, man. You get a little bit of a history lesson here. And then they're like, all right, you add a boss? Well, we're going to add 2 more bosses, 2 more Keyblades, another difficulty. And then it just escalated from there. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, they just added 14 new bosses, a new difficulty, all kinds of new forms that just like, haha, you can't have it. Till many years later, when they released the HD collections, put everything together on one disc and let it out into the wild. And now, with Kingdom Hearts 3, kind of got the same treatment, except thanks to DLC, there was no other copy of the game you had to get. You just got the DLC that came after the fact. Thank you. Technology. Love you. I am beyond excited. I saw this earlier today, and this while it technically qualifies, I guess, as a reaction because I'm hyped up by it, there was a trailer that released that actually announced it, but it's just a sizzle reel of clips we've seen from the series that recycled. It's whatever. It's literally just, hey, this is coming to PC in March. Check me out. That's it. Though it did not clarify if it's going to be forever exclusive to the Epic Game Store. A lot of times things are only exclusive there for a year, depending on the agreements that they make. I know that Epic was talking about recently that they're going to be locking down more exclusives. So I don't know if this is going to stay there, if it's going to unlock, if eventually after a year this will be available on Steam or the Microsoft Store or whatever. If it comes out on Steam a year later, I can almost guarantee I'll just rebuy it again just to not have it on Epic. Because I'm just that kind of fan. I mean, I've got figures out the ass. I've got a Keyblade over there. I've got another Keyblade right here. Oh, and it got stuck in a bowl. Whoops. I'm excited, guys. This is all this is. I know half of you, probably more than half of you, don't give two shits about this, but I am excited. I will 100% be streaming this. I'll probably replay through all the games again once it comes out, because it's just one of those things I can just go through and replay them to the end of time. I love this series. I love it to death. Yes, it's Disney. Yes, it's cheesy and goofy and gooey and friendship and blah, blah, blah. But it's also got a lot of that complicated, well, sometimes unnecessarily so, which I will admit, edge that comes with the Final Fantasy and Square properties, that these were really centered around the Final Fantasy games, that interaction, that play-by-play, this crossover that spawned 10 plus games and ongoing. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope this is not a trash port. That's all I got to say, guys. If you do care, I want to know your thoughts on this announcement. Sound off below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you happen to like this video, support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care, everybody.